Hey everybody, I got my proof of Carcass today from Seven Kitchens Press and it looks fabulous. Here's the intro page, which is probably reversed. It's out on May the 18th. There is the running order or track list or contents page is the word I'm looking for, but it's reversed. Anyway, there's a poem in it that has never been put out anywhere, it's never been published. It's a little long, so strap in. It's a science fiction story. It's quite old and was written a long time ago. Pardon me. It's for Raymond Luxac and it's called The Great Reduction. It's been 100 years since the beginning of the Great Reduction, and it's certainly been energy efficient, cost effective, and other buzzwords that now seem clunky and unwieldy. No time for full sentences. One must push through words free falling over each other and teach our children that contractions are the original. There is no it is anymore. We are so done with separateness. We are far more unified, and in the common light of language, we understand the laborious nature of it is. The supreme time suck of hello when hi renders fine. The endless interment of goodbye, whoever, when a thumb pressed against a forehead, when hugging each other, goodbye, better accomplishes the same thing. Society teaches children to talk in shorthand by not telling them their linguistic origins. There are government scientists working on telepathy as a method of mass communication, looking to negate all of this horrendous clacking of tongues and teeth. It's nearly ready. It's finishing its final round of tests. Soon it will roll out and we will overlook the drought of our lives without it. Business meetings will be silent discos, high-def audio inside your head as you commute. But, of course, telepathy is dangerous too. You've got to shield and think in shorthand. You can't transmit long, unplanned, rambling sentences. A character in Chinese or an acronym can express as much as a well-punctuated sentence. Who needs cadence? Get in and out. Back to head radio and your conversion of head waves into music. The list of questions is frankly ridiculous. Broken-hearted and trying to rouse myself from sobbing another day away, I convince myself that clarity will be my saviour, that answers will help assuage, so I make a list of questions which I actually write down. I fill an A4 page of wheres and whys and whens, thinking the answers will subside this pain, but instead it's the making of the list that helps the filling out of blank lines, reordering the world into an objective, a list, a clear denotation of time, but words have unhinged from meaning since I felt my heart crack at the news. They're just scribbles on lines, they're just brittle lies. Of course, there are those that refuse, that clog our waves with all their unnecessary refuse with clutter. All of those responses are based on emotion, not order or an object-focused goal. Language is the arsenal of the young, but they too will be old, embittered, and tired. They will hear its futility and watch it expire. Questions get answered one way or another. First telepathy, then ascension. No verbs to conjugate or nouns demanding declension. Who needs to talk when everything will be objective? The scribbles have become questions. I tick each as I ask them as the check marks pile up. I'm aware that what you're saying aren't answers. Words can't encompass my examination, but I'm desperate to hear the reasons. Your one chance to explain, and your words are drifting into stuttering consonants. Despite this, I persist. I need the description, the scene in my head fleshed out. I need to listen because this is the last time I might believe you. These stories were passed down, acquired by families bored with their own legacies, from men whose love could bear no spawn. They told these tales until they became DNA, breath until they became words, redundant, archive in favour of the wealth of information now available with a single thought. But now, since the Great Reduction, the head waves are sparse enough again to be filled with the ramblings of a man thousands of years dead. So we can feel again. Circuits will overload in some candidates, but it's all or nothing. This silent religion will fade to a backdrop, a trompe l'oeil on a window blind, a city thinking they're staring at the real thing. Conditioned by films, I thought that finding out the details would make this easier, would make it better, that I could slot it in place as a second act plot point, a letter to move the story along, but it didn't. It's all wrong. All there is crying in the hallway, and despite what you did, hating the physical absence of you. I burned his hoverbike and hacked into head radio after a day of watching the natives sunbathe. Couples laughing as the sun's rays burnt off their top layer of skin, leaving them with a freshly cooked tan underneath. We live in a world where even the sun has been modified to suit our needs. I grew up in a world of vocal economy. My revenge is the unfiltered thoughts of the love-lorn sick. It will overload the normals. It will make people feel again. He's moved off world, knowing I could never afford the trip. This head wave will make people feel again. It will rip them out of their clothes off day to day. Don't they know that he's gone and he's never coming back? Deep breath. Relax. And manipulate the code and push it out strong enough to leave this planet. They need to know. He needs to know.